you know an asshole like that? I used to be one. Yeah, thank you for all being here tonight. My name is Ron Huizenza. I'm a businessman and I have a successful trucking company. I have a successful tire shop. I also do some warehousing for those two companies as well as others. I'm also recently an international speaker. And I'm a recovering asshole. Now, I, like you, understand that it's important to keep up our education. That's why I enrolled in Dov Barron's Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership. And you, like me, I'm sure are committed to your ongoing education. Now, I'd like to take you on a journey back to the events that turned me into that asshole. Now, back when I was 7 years old, now, how many in here have had or have 7-year-olds? Okay, there was a few kids having it. Okay, I was a typical 7-year-old. I was rambunctious. I was a little bit mischievous. And I had big dreams and an open heart. One of those dreams was to be a big league baseball player out of the park. One of those dreams was to be an astronaut and fly off to the moon. How many in here had big dreams when they were 7 years old? Well, I bet you didn't have this dream. I wanted to be a truck driver. A truck driver. My daddy was a truck driver. The challenge with truck drivers is they're not home a lot. And when my daddy would come home, I would be so excited. I would run up the truck and I'd go, Daddy, 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 guess what, guess what, guess what? And my dad would get out of the truck, give me my hug. Then I would hear, now boy, I'm tired. I need to rest. You go off and play with your toys. I don't know if you can imagine how disappointed a little 7-year-old would be when that happened. I'd be so excited week after week, run up to the truck, and week after week, I would get, go play with your toys, dismissed. After a while, I just wouldn't bother anymore. I have to tell you though, my dad, he's in the audience today. He is a different man today than he was back then. The little boys, they grow up to be young men. What's the one thing on a young man's mind? Actually, there's two. The first one's women, and the second one's beer. The combination of those two things one night. Now remember, that open-hearted little boy is still inside me, desperately wanting attention. And that combination one night, I had a one-night stand with a girl. And when we were done, she laughed at me. I don't know if you've ever been humiliated like that before, or how that young man would feel that humiliation. But I want you to imagine what that little Ronnie inside, who desperately wanted the attention. He was so open-hearted. Got dismissed. I said from that day, never again. No woman is going to hurt me. I built a wall around my heart, hard as stone. I went from open-hearted little Ronnie to asshole, male chauvinist pig. And that's how I lived my life for a long time. Then I met, about 5 or 6 years later, I met the woman of my dreams. Now remember, still got the wall. I asked her to marry me. She said yes. One of the reasons I asked her to marry me was because I felt I could control her. She's not hurting me. I'd give her a peek through the wall once in a while, but she's not hurting this heart. I have to tell you, though, she has taken the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership, graduated, and now has a voice. She is an She is an empowered woman. And I had to let go of control. We have an equalized relationship now. That's why I had to let go of the control. A couple years later, we had beautiful twin girls who are in the audience today as well. Imagine beautiful little girls growing up, and all they want is daddy's love and attention. And all they got was, like I did, go play with your toys. Dismissed. And that's how I lived my life for a long, long time. After a while, I realized my girls, they don't even want to be around me anymore. They don't want to bother with me anymore. Had a really bad feeling. My wife was thinking about leaving me. And I knew that I needed to do something about that. And one day, and this guy knows me well, my business partner, Darren Racine. Darren says to me, he says, Ronnie, you need to go see this Dove Baron. What? You need to go see this Dove Baron. He can help you. I thought, oh God, that sounds weird, but okay. I trust him. So I'm going to go see this Dove Baron. Well, I get there. And it's an event, and it's called Claim Your Competitive Edge. And everybody is up and laughing and joking and having a good time. And I think they're either all on crack or they've already been sipping Dove's Kool-Aid. And I'm sure it's made in Mexico. And then I hear, introducing Dove Baron! And I look back and I go, oh God, here comes this vertically challenged man and he's skipping down the aisle. And he's a musclehead. You know, muscles from head to toe. Walks around with loaves of bread under his arms. The type of guy you go to the gym, you think you're in the washroom. All you hear is, how is he going to help me? Anyway, I sat and I listened to Dov. He started talking about coming from a place of authenticity, being vulnerable, feeling, having compassion for other people. Something I so desperately wanted in my life. So I signed up for his programs. I started mentoring with Dov. I applied for and got accepted into the Speaker Academy for Leadership. Scared the shit out of me, to be honest with you. Didn't want to be a speaker. In one of our sessions, Dov looks at me and he says, Ronaldinho, you keep this up. You revive. She's going to leave you. You want to talk about a slap upside the head. Something I'd been thinking about for a long, long time. And someone from the outside could see what was going on. So I started digging into those programs. I worked my ass off in those programs. I used the programs as a wrecking ball to smash that wall that I had around my heart. I started learning to be vulnerable. I started learning to feel again. Being compassionate again. It took a lot of work. You've heard about his pointed shoes, a lot of ass kicking. I came out of those programs with an intimate relationship with my wife. Better than it's been in 30 years. My grown daughters actually want to be around me. They want to know me, and I want to know them. I see a couple of crossed arms over there, and they're going, why is he sharing the dismissed child? Why is he sharing the humiliated young man or the husband who thinks his wife is going to leave him? Well, you know how when you want to communicate with your loved ones, you know how you want to have deeper connections with your family, but they don't want to be around you? You know how you would love to have less stress and more fun in your life, but no matter what you try, what you do, it never seems to work. Well, the biggest challenge with trying to communicate, maybe it was like I had. Go play with your toys, dismissed. Or what I developed this one. Yelling to get my point across. The louder I yelled, the less they listened. Didn't want to hear me, I'll tell you, that's for sure. To get deeper connections in my life. I worked my butt off. I provided a good home. Nice lifestyle. They didn't want more walls. They wanted me. That didn't work at all. To have more fun in my life. You should try this one. You sit down with your family to have a good time. You go to play a board game. How would you like to play a board game with Mr. Serious? No fun zone. Play by the rules. That definitely didn't work. I just had a brain fart. We all know that if we had a simple way to sit down and talk with our families, heart to heart, how much better our life would be? We all know that if we had the tools and techniques to be able to build relationships with our families. Now, come on, guys. You know that you can't build a house with just a hammer. You need more tools. And we all know that if we had a step-by-step process to be able to reduce the stress in our life, how much more fun and how much more enjoyment we would get out of our lives. Now, can you imagine with me for a moment? You walk into your home, you close the door, and off in the family room, you hear your wife and kids and grandkids, and they're laughing and they're joking and they're having a good time. And all of a sudden you hear the pitter-patter of little feet, and your grandkids come running up and they jump into your arms and they're going, Papa, 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 and they're hugging you and kissing you all over your face. And they say, come here, come here, come here. You carry them into the family room. And you sit down and you play games with them. Have you ever played this one before? You got your nose. They all love that one. Then it's time for bed. So you take them off to the bedroom. You read them a bedtime story. And you put them to sleep. Then you go back to the family room. You sit down with your wife and your kids. And you laugh and you joke with them. You maybe even play a board game and like it. And have fun with it. And then it's time for bed because those kids will stay up all night. And they will. So you go off to bed with your wife. And you look her in the eyes. You say, honey, I'm a blessed man. But you don't have to imagine doing that. I represent Dov Baron International and the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership. That program will get you the tools and techniques, the mentoring and the coaching that will turn you into the guy who thinks his wife is going to leave him, to having an intimate relationship with her. That program will turn you from the guy who think your kids think you're your ATM machine when they actually want to sit down and talk to you heart to heart and get to know you. You put those things together, your stress level will drop. Mine did. But I got to warn you, you've heard it from a few of the speakers. This program is intense. And like you've heard, it is exclusive. You have to apply to get in when you choose to. Then you go through an interview. I heard somebody else said it was an interrogation, but I don't know if it's that bad. And if you're accepted and you work your butt off, you will walk, and graduate, by the way, you will walk away with those communication skills. You will walk away with those relationships that you so deeply want. You put that all together, my stress level will drop like a rock. Now I want to ask you a question. How important to you would it be to have those communication skills? Sit down with anyone you want, heart to heart. Wouldn't that be amazing? How would you like to have those connections? How important is that to you, to have those connections with those people? And I know everybody in this room would love to have less stress in their life. And I want to ask you another question. And I want you to be honest with yourselves. What would it be worth to you to have those relationships? Be able to connect with those people. Talk to them. For those of you that choose to, you can have that in your life. When you get committed to it and you work your butt off, you can have that. I know, I have it now. And for those of you that choose to, beat all the other speakers down, go to the back of the room after the symposium, and come and talk to me, because the people that are committed to getting that in their life, I will help you. First couple people that come up and are committed, I will help you fill out a successful application to the Authentic Speaker Academy for Leadership. Change your lives. I want to thank you for listening. My name is Ron Huizenza.